Islamic stateless as dangerous as this. Blogs.economictimes.indiatimes.com Islamic stateless as dangerous as the ice yesterday, 10:45 p.m. Day liberation of Mosul and Raqqa is an important turning point in the war against the Islamic State is Odaish. But the war against terror is far from over. Without territory as well, is will continue to be a potent threat to the civilized world, which would need to redouble its anti-terror efforts. The global coalition against terror must focus on its strategy for the day after, rebuild the liberated region, to prevent alienation of the Sunni populace once again. It must focus on defeating allied terror groups operating beyond Iraq and Syria, particularly in Africa and South and Southeast Asia. A stateless Islamic state, bereft of territory to harbor foreign fighters and resources like oil, is still a potent threat. It will try to follow the example of Al-Qaeda, of regrouping in hospitable territory such as Pakistan and Taliban-controlled Afghanistan. Yemen, which is in the midst of a humanitarian crisis, Somalia, and even Saudi Arabia with its strong Wahhabi leanings, could be other possible destinations. At this juncture, it is incumbent on governments to improve intelligence sharing and call out countries that have environments permissive to terrorists. Is online recruitment and incitement of self-radicalized lone wolves deserve special attention. The rest of the world must also address the political and economic conditions that facilitated the rise of IS in the first place. A major challenge is that of rebuilding countries ravaged and hollowed out by war and distrust. Most importantly, rebuilding the region must balance the ambitions of the Kurds, Shias and Sunnis. The post-liberation state must ensure that these communities have voice and space in the rebuilding. Failure to put in place a balanced administration will lay the groundwork for IS 2.0. Comments. Visit website. Bold move in world of listless finance. Blogs.economictimes.indiatimes.com Bold move in world of listless finance yesterday, 10:41 p.m. Makhani-based Shriram Group's proposed merger of its financial services business with IDFC Bank to create a financial conglomerate is a display of animal spirits in a financial sector that has been listless at best of late. The merger will be of significant long-term gain to IDFC and to Shriram shareholders, but only if three hurdles are cleared in the short term: obtain regulatory clearances, absorb Shriram's not insignificant non-performing assets, and bridge the cultural chasm between suited-booted, high-paid IDFC employees and the frugal, man-in-the-street culture of the Shriram Group. The pact, to be finalized within 90 days, will double IDFC's loan book to Rs 1.5 lakh crore by 2020, expand the bank's retail footprint, and give IDFC a presence in multiple financial businesses, ranging from insurance to share broking. The management has projected about 10 million customers of Shriram Capital as the potential client base for IDFC Bank. Rightly, an increased asset base would also make it necessary for the merged entity to grow deposits at a fast clip to enjoy lower cost of funds to support the loan book growth. This wide support base will help IDFC face up to a not improbable challenge to mainline banking from a new breed of fintech companies that are beginning to show their long-term threat to banking as we know it today. The deal remains subject to approvals by the boards, shareholders, regulators and third parties. If it fructifies, an NBFC that financed trucks for people who had no access to formal finance will disappear. This could play out in two ways. A large arm of formal finance could make a broad entry into the world of the previously unbanked. Or, the unbanked could lose a form of financing it used to have access to. It is devoutly to be wished for that the result would be to extend the reach of formal finance. Apart from valuing Shriram Group companies at levels that would make sense for their shareholders to approve the merger, IDFC would have to persuade the RBI to allow a common holding company to own both a bank and an NBFC, Shriram Transport Finance. Comments. Visit website.